Now, China has warned that the UK could face economic retaliation following the decision to exclude the Chinese firm Huawei from the UK's 5G mobile network on grounds of security concerns. Beijing says that mutual trust between China and Britain has been...
Please pay attention to this broadcast. Turn up volume to an audible level. Information from Public Health England will soon follow. Please pay attention to this broadcast. Turn up volume to an audible level. Information from Public Health England will soon follow. This is an emergency broadcast from the BBC. Ensure your devices are audible and that any instructions given can be clearly heard. Enable Wi-Fi or cellular data on your devices. Emergency advice and information will soon be issued. At 4:12 p.m, Public Health England informed the government of a recent surge in hospitalizations reporting respiratory issues. Upon further investigation, Public Health England found an almost 2,000% increase in patients being diagnosed with pulmonary edema. They believe this is connected to the COVID-19 outbreak, and are currently investigating test data and doctor observations to determine if those suffering from pulmonary edema had tested positive or showed signs of COVID-19. Pulmonary edema is a condition in which the tissue and air sacs of the lungs fill with fluid. Rapid onset pulmonary edema is a medical emergency, and if the underlying cause is not treated quickly, it can be fatal. If this is connected to COVID-19, then it is likely the virus has mutated, with a symptom of this mutated version being pulmonary edema. The government is currently preparing for this situation, and it is likely a national emergency will be declared if they determine they are connected. As of now, there is no real explanation for how this situation may have occurred, and Public Health England, as well as the government, are currently occupied with trying to determine what is currently happening to prepare people. With this situation being new and there being very little solid information regarding it, this broadcast will remain active and we will update you as further information and advice comes through. Stay tuned to this channel and remain ready to receive information. We have received new information from Public Health England. They have issued a statement regarding this situation, saying at approximately 4 p.m. today, we reported an unusual influx of hospitalizations due to pulmonary edema. We suspected this to be connected to the COVID-19 outbreak, and after analyzing test data, and speaking to doctors dealing with these patients, we can confirm that this is connected to COVID-19. How it is connected is currently unknown, but it is likely pulmonary edema is a result of a mutation in the virus, meaning the virus is now more deadly than in other strains. We have advised the government to declare a national emergency, and measures will be put in place to further limit the spread of the virus, as the chances of death once infected are likely to be a lot higher than previous strains of the virus. The government has complied with their advice and a national emergency has now been declared. Public Health England has obtained figures from various hospitals reporting the number of people suffering from pulmonary edema, and they have informed the government that they should lock these areas down to help reduce the spread of this new strain. The government has again complied, and the following areas will enter lockdown from 7 p.m. today until further notice: Leicester, Bradford, Newcastle-upon-Tyne, Norwich, Stoke-on-Trent, and Weston-super-Mare. Residents of these areas are advised to remain in their homes, and all non-essential businesses have been ordered to close until further notice. If you have to leave your home, wear a face covering, stand at least 2 meters away from other people, and maintain social distancing as much as possible. Be aware that Public Health England is observing hospital data all the time, and more areas may fall under lockdown if they deem it necessary. We do not have any more up-to-date information to bring you. Again, stay tuned to this channel and await further information. The government has informed us that a few moments ago they were contacted by Oxford University, who have apparently made some key observations in this situation. Public Health England and the government initially believed that there was a new strain of COVID-19, with one of the symptoms being pulmonary edema. However, Oxford University disputes this claim. They say after close monitoring of the virus, they claim to have noticed an almost instant change in the virus. They claim the entire makeup of the virus changed in an instant as if it had been replaced with another virus. An Oxford scientist was quoted as saying it was if someone had flipped a switch. Other universities are now backing up their claims and giving the government similar reports. Oxford, Manchester, and Birmingham City University are currently investigating this and have stated their best estimate as to what occurred is that the whole virus mutated at once. While such a suggestion seems ridiculous, there seems to be no alternative explanation as to how the virus appeared to change almost instantly all over the country. It is possible the whole COVID virus has mutated and as such may be more deadly than initially thought. The government are treating the situation as if this is the case and as a result, the whole of the country is now under lockdown until further notice. Leave your house only when absolutely necessary. Wear a face covering, maintain social distancing rules as best as possible, and stay at least 2 meters away from other people. With the virus as a whole now believing to show more aggressive and deadly symptoms, acute pulmonary edema is now considered a major risk to anyone infected, although there may very well be other symptoms that have not yet come to our attention. The most notable symptoms of this are breathing difficulties, coughing up blood, excessive sweating, anxiety, and pale skin. If you believe you are infected, call 119 if you are in England, Wales or Northern Ireland, and 0300 303 2713 if you are in Scotland. For more information, go to www.nhs.go.uk. We have received new information from the government. Over the past few minutes or so, they have been in contact with other nations, most notably the USA, France, and Germany, in an effort to determine what has occurred and to see if other nations have explanations or advice on the matter. The United States confirmed to the government that today at 10:26 a.m. BST, a massive surge in electromagnetic radiation was detected from the Guangdong province of China. While they initially expressed little concern and did not think it had any connection to the events unfolding in this country, the surge matched the time universities claimed the virus began to completely change. The government has now explained this and both now believe the surge in radiation caused the virus to change. The US and the UK believe this was a deliberate event, with Chinese officials saying the UK would pay for its decision to ban the company Huawei from operating in the country due to security concerns. The US have said the radiation had a low wavelength and as such was completely harmless to humans, but was emitted to stimulate the change in the virus. Oxford University, who monitor many different viruses at all times, says similar viruses, such as the influenza virus, did not change at all, and other European nations have said the COVID-19 virus also did not change, leading government officials to question if the virus is natural or an engineered weapon, left dormant in nations until China can activate its more deadly effects. While it was already believed different strains existed in different countries, this may confirm it, with it seeming as if the Chinese introduced a specific strain to the UK in order to hold it hostage if necessary. Other countries are now looking into this and are questioning if China could also activate it in other countries. The United Nations have declined to comment on the event and the WHO has completely ignored it, calling the idea completely ridiculous, despite the evidence being almost irrefutable. The UK threat level has been raised to severe, with this event being considered a hostile attack from another nation. While this may be wrong, this is unlikely considering China's track record, with them constantly violating human rights.